Christine.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
That's good. That's good. Did you need some water? Would you like some water or anything like
No,
that?
no.
Okay. All right. What brings you in today? I've been reading your file and I see a few things, but I want you to be able to kind of tell me.
I'm really just looking, I kind of needed a stress outlet and really was looking for just a little bit of guidance on how to handle some of the struggles I'm going through right now.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a mom of three. I have a 1, a 3, and a 5-year-old.
Okay.
I'm married. I work full time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot on my plate.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just, it's hard. My little one just turned 1 this past weekend and she's still not sleeping. So I'm not sleeping.
Wow.
And it's just been a year now.
Oh, that sounds a little exhausting.
It really is exhausting.
Yeah. Wow.
So I just feel like I'm kind of falling apart a little bit.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you saying, you're a little stressed, with the work life and having 3 kids.
I'm trying to be a wife and, be able to take care of my family. It's been really tough.
Right. Tell me a little bit about, the balance of it all. How are you balancing it?
It's kind of almost like day to day, just survival mode at this point. I think my lack of sleep is really catching up to me and it's causing me to have a lot of breakdowns, like emotional breakdowns at home, losing my patience with my little ones.
Right.
Which really makes me sad.
Right, yeah, I can understand that.
Because I feel like I've been yelling more than I ever have and that's not really my parenting style.
Right.
So it's just been hard.
Right, and so I see that you're married. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that,
So my husband and I have been together for about 13 years. We've been married for 8.
Excuse me.
And we moved down here to Florida a few years back. We met in Massachusetts. We lived there together.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so he's really great. He is a big support system, but he has an important job too. So we're just trying to every day. We have 3 kids picked up. Drop them off at different places, pick them up at different places. So just trying to share the responsibility, and he's very supportive. But there's only so much time in his day, also.
Wow, so I hear that you guys do have shared responsibility, and it sounds like you have a good system.
We do.
With picking the kids up and dropping them off. So that's real good. That's real good. What about work?
Work here.
Yes.
Work for me or work for him?
Work for you.
So work, I enjoy my job. I work with some great people, which is nice. I have some stressors, related to like some financial stressors that I think weighs on me and, subconsciously weighs on me more than what I believe it does.
Okay. What does that mean?
Meaning, coming down to the state, we had to take a very large pay cut when we moved down here. The salaries up in the Northeast are much different than they are in Florida.
Okay, I understand that.
And then adding another child since we're here, and we own a home, so it's been a lot of adjusting over the last couple of years.
Okay, and so the recent move just happened in the last 2 years or 3 years?
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like everyone is trying to adjust.
We are.
Everyone is trying to adjust. Do you have any family nearby?
My in-laws live nearby.
Okay.
My entire family lives in New York.
Okay, so everyone else lives up north, so you just have your in-laws and that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
So they try to provide some support as much as they can as well.
Okay, all right.
With the kids, they'll help pick them up, and if they're sick, they'll take care of them and that kind of thing. We don't ask them to help with going on a date night or anything like that, free time wise. But if we're at work and they're sick, we ask that they just so we don't have to take off work so much.
Right. So in your opinion, just kind of thinking out loud as far as your lack of sleep is concerned, what things do you think are attainable now that would help you get more sleep?
Sleep training my infant, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, we've been trying to, but the reality is I'm up almost every hour.
Right.
Sometimes I could sleep for 2 hours straight. That's a lot.
Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot.
So I just feel like, because of my lack of sleep, I'm uncoordinated. I had a recent accident over the weekend. I hit my head really hard loading things into the car.
Oh, no.
So I just feel like it's really catching up to me.
Okay.
You know.
Did you go to the doctor?
I did.
Okay.
I went to the hospital and got evaluated.
Good, and everything is fine.
Yep, I just have a concussion, so that doesn't really help matters
Right.
because, you know, there's some symptoms there, but we're just getting through it.
Well, I certainly commend you for at least coming in to meet with me despite just this past weekend and, you know, what you have going on. That really shows a strength that you're really trying, you know, to make sense of it all. You know, so I understand it can be a little hard, but at least you're trying, so.
Thanks.
I definitely empathize, you know, with that. And so you're trying to sleep train your baby. Are you trying, or have you started, or?
It's comes and goes. We start, and then because we're just so sleep deprived as it is, we haven't been very strong. So we might do it for part of the night, and then we just kind of give in.
Right.
Just because we need to sleep.
Just exhausted.
Just totally exhausted. Yeah.
Right. So what I'm hearing you're saying, you know, you do have, you know, help from your husband. You have shared responsibility, and you're saying that both of you all are getting up, you know, at night, but you're just exhausted. Sometime to follow through with the sleep training.
And especially when we have a 3 and a 5-year-old who require a lot of attention.
Right.
Also, and
Right.
you know, then they're waking up because they hear the screaming and the neighbors hear the baby yelling. So.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. Let me ask you this. You know, you provided some great information for me, you know, right now. Say for instance, you go to sleep tonight, you actually go to sleep, and you wake up tomorrow, and a miracle has happened. During the middle of the night when you were sleeping, a miracle happened. What would that look like to you? How would you know, that a miracle has happened in your life, something different, something good?
I guess a miracle at this point would be almost sleeping through the night.
Almost sleeping, sleeping through the night.
I know
yes.
It sounds so crazy, but you know,
No,
I feel like you know, the sleep deprivation really has affected me in a way where it impacts my performance at work a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. It impacts my tolerance and patience with my children. It impacts my tolerance with my husband, and just my overall, just everything, my behavior, my abilities to function as a wife and a parent and you know, an employee. So I think that if I could just get a little bit more sleep, I can feel like I'm back to being me again.
Right.
But I'm just worried about in this process over the last year that there's been some damage with, not really damage, but I think I'm really more critical of myself. I just feel like I'm just so cranky sometimes because I'm so tired that I hope that that's not, you know, how sometimes you get stuck in a cycle.
Yeah, so let's talk about the damage. What kind of go a little deeper?
I don't know, I just feel like I'm just always so tired for so long that, I don't know, I just feel in general I'm kind of in a little bit of a, like a rut in a sense where like just my attitude is just not as positive as it usually always has been, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does.
Just so tired, that's all I can say, you know, I feel like that's all I say is how tired I am and I'm kind of sick of it.
Right.
And I think it's annoying other people and people around me just because it's kind of getting old already. It's been a whole year now, you know.
Right. So what are some small goals that we can try to establish today that are attainable and reachable? Nothing's too small, you know. Let's think about that short-term goal, because, you know, if you like, you know, I have you down for you to come back every 2 weeks. So what can we do? In any of the areas that you discuss with me, I know the biggest thing for you is the sleep.
I think it would just be my responses and my reactions to when my other two, my 3 and my 5-year-old are acting crazy. I need to have a little more tolerance for them.
Okay. What does that look like? What would that look like? Excuse me. What would that look like if your 3 and 5-year-old came up to you and you're tired?
they're just being silly, you know, they're yelling, they're
Right.
screaming, they're fighting, and I'm
They're
just
being
like, you
kids.
guys, right, I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys just need to stop, and I should
Mhm.
just, instead of always be telling them to stop, or mommy's so tired, or please just, you know, sit with me, or something like that, it's taken away from them.
Okay.
You know, like, they just wanna be little, they just wanna
Right.
be fun and silly and stuff,
Mhm.
you know, and I feel like mommy puts a damper on that,
Yeah.
and I never did before, and that's really hard on me.
Right. So choosing your response to them in the moment, kind of being more intentional and
Yeah.
mindful, just taking a minute, you know, in the moment to 2 weeks is a good goal.
Yeah.
To kind of think about that while you're in the moment, you know, with the baby or if you're tired. Yeah.
And, you know, the baby, cause I'm still breastfeeding her, that's kinda tied me down also, and, it's hard to be, not that I'm saying I'm not involved with them, cause I am, I mean, my whole life revolves around my little ones,
Okay.
but I just feel like just a balance of adding a third child into the mix, working full-time and
Mhm.
trying to, and not, you know, being so sleep deprived, just the whole
Yeah.
picture is just really tough.
Okay. So I do have a couple of handouts, and do you need some tissue?
No, okay.
Okay. I do have some handouts with some positive affirmations that
Okay.
that you could take with you, maybe put on your refrigerator or
Yes,
something like
I
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah, and some things that you can say that they love to hear. And although you may not feel like it, maybe just saying it will kind of help, you know, over a course of time. You know, just some positive affirmations for them, and maybe even for yourself. You know, I think maybe you have a lot on your plate. You know, you got a lot on your plate, and trying to adjust. The babies are trying to adjust. You know, you're trying to adjust. So we're not going to take away from that, but these things that you've shared, we can't change overnight. But what you did, you really identified a realistic short-term goal, and just being more intentional with being more mindful, you know, with how you respond to them. You know, it may change your whole atmosphere, you know?
I hope so, because just the
Mhm.
other day, my son, my 3-year-old, he was yelling, and listening to my daughter who's 5 say, you know, Zachary, stop crying, or mommy's gonna yell at you. Like, that
Mhm.
just broke my heart, you know?
Right.
Because
Mm.
I was never a yeller before, and,
Right.
you know, I have so much patience with my children, it's just
Right.
makes me sad.
Right.
That they think that, you know, that they can't come and tell me something now, cause I'm gonna yell at them, you know?
Right. I definitely commend you, like I said, for coming in the midst of all of this and seeking help
Thanks.
and setting the short-term goal. Sometimes it's hard when it seems like nothing is reachable, but maybe starting with that, you know, can help the atmosphere, and then we'll work on these other things hopefully going forward.
Okay, that sounds good.
That sounds good?
Thank you.
We have,
Appreciate
you're
your
welcome. Any more
help.
questions, concerns?
No, are you available if I wanted to reach you in between the 2 week times?
Certainly, just call my receptionist and we'll see if we can get you in, okay?
Okay.
Sooner than 2 weeks if you need be.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.